crypto lifestyle, baby! Welcome back to another video. If this is your first time here, my name is Francis, and on this channel, we emphasize the importance of crypto mass adoption, decentralization, and other Bitcoin related stuff that could bank us coin. So if you want to learn more, do that by subscribing and hit that bell notification button so you don't miss anything. Okay guys, so last night I went live when this thing went live on Uniswap, and somebody asked me if I think this could have the legs to be like You're in Finance, and I told them I don't know about that, but I do believe when I wake up in the morning this thing has a good chance of doing 2x, and that's exactly what we're looking at right now. I was referring to the price at the time was $160. You guys could check out the live stream video, you'll see that as well. So that's exactly what happened there. So what I did was I bought 20 of these tokens, which cost me about $3,100 bucks, $200, 3,200. I pretty much cashed out 10 of them. So it's just house money right now. I pretty much took my money out and I got 10 keeper tokens left, and I don't know what I'm gonna do with it. I'm not too sure if I'm gonna yield farm these keeper tokens. It's a little bit different to what we normally are used to. It's not really like vaults and all that kind of stuff, but I'll just kind of break down to you guys what I have learned over these various different articles. So there are different roles here. There's like a keeper, right? And also you could play a role in governance, and you could also assign yourself some jobs here. But the first things first, like if you guys are interested and this is what you want to do, hey, I highly recommend you first come here, okay, the docs.KEEP3R .network. I'll leave the link in the description box and read this through, guys. Okay, it's some different stuff. Okay, it's I won't say technical, but you just need to know what you're doing. So essentially, the first things first, if you want to be that, you got to come to the Keeper network, and they do say it to use at your own risk. The project is in beta mode. Okay, so the first thing you need to do is something they call bonding your Keeper tokens. Okay, and you do that by just pressing this add button, as you can see by the bond. All right. Like you could specify how much you want to put in and whatnot, and pretty much when you do this process, you're registering your Ethereum address into their system. So you're not committing to anything as yet, and that will take about 3 days to activate. Okay, and once that activates, you're actually going to see where is it? It's going to look something like this. If I could just come up here, right here. So after the bonding period of 3 days, you will be able to select activate. All right, so you're just going to have to wait and you activate, and that pretty much says, okay, well, you're in. So you can view your current available jobs for now on Uniswap. V2 Oracle is available. However, more will be added. Additional data will be included on the website. All right, so they're referring to over here. So again, you bond them by, as I just showed you, you come in, you add, and you pay your gas. The transaction goes through. Okay, that's in the system. You wait 3 days until you could actually do tasks. Now that's when the real stuff comes into play, where you essentially will be paid in either Ethereum or the Keeper token. Now there's a slight catch to this, and this is why I'm not too fond of it. This is just me personally. Right here, risks of being a keeper. If you have KPR bonded and have not performed any actions for days, default 7 days, you can be slashed for downtime / percentage of you bonded KPR. Default at 5%. So essentially they're saying that how if you're inactive or you're not fulfilling tasks in the period of 7 days, they could penalize you 5%. Okay, so I'm not cool with that. And additionally, some requirements over here. So some jobs might have additional requirements, such as minimum bonded protocol tokens. For example, SNX. In such cases, you would need to bond a minimum amount. So now they're saying that how for certain tasks and jobs, you may have to buy like these tokens. So they give an example of this. So I don't know if people want to commit to other currencies and all that. That's more cost, right? That's more overhead. However, the governance side, they speak about, in order to act a role in this part of their ecosystem, you have to have your KPR tokens bonded. Okay, that's a must. So KPR governance by design has a low overhead. It is not meant to be protocol intensive. The focus is simply on reviewing and approving jobs, and if absolutely required, mitigate disputes or blacklist keepers. Okay, so you're pretty much overseeing the keepers, making sure they're doing a good job, and it goes back to this 5% sort of thing here, right? So you're going to be overseeing all of this, and there are some perks involved with that. Like for me personally, guys, again, I'm just happy with like keeping the other 10 tokens. I'm just riding the wave right now. I took my money out and I'm good with that. So let's see what happens. I don't think I personally am interested in this side of things. Now there is something else you guys could do. Okay, so essentially, where is it? You could actually just come to uniswap.org, which is, what the hell, man? I'm like off today. So uniswap.org, and then add liquidity here. When you add liquidity to this pool, your LP tokens is sent to the contract, and then you are rewarded in some form of credits. And I believe that might be under this section here. So right here, submit a job via adding liquidity. You will need to provide liquidity to one of the approved liquidity pairs. For example, as I just showed you guys, KEEP3R ETH. You put your LP tokens in escrow and receive credit. When the credit is used up, you can simply withdraw the LP tokens. You will receive 100% of the LP tokens back that you deposited. So there's no like, lock LP forever like what we've seen in the past with other, sort of yield farming tokens that are coming out. This is not that. You could add and remove whenever you wish. There also was saying something about dependent on your requirements, you might allow any keepers, or you want to limit specific keepers. You can filter keepers based on bond, blah blah blah, no access control. So like this is like, I believe you would have to pay attention to this, right? But check this out. Paying keepers. There are 3 primary payment mechanisms, and these are based on the credit provided. So pay via liquidity, provided tokens based on add liquidity to a job, pay in direct ETH based, pay in direct token based, add credit. Okay, auto pay. So they're talking about pay with token. There is no limit on how many tokens you can be paid via this mechanism. I read somewhere, again guys, there's a lot to read here, but I was reading somewhere that there is like a new token that doesn't have any supply, and the only way you get it is by submitting these jobs and playing a role in this ecosystem. So I believe it's called it's like a credit token or something like that. So again, if that's something that you're into, I don't know how much value that token would have. So like, what I'm trying to say is, the moral of this is, okay guys, definitely you need to come here and do your due diligence and read this and get informed and educated a little bit and see if it's for you, right? If you want to do all this stuff. For me personally, I'm just going to hold a token and see where it goes. I'm just going to take it from there. And we're already 2x overnight, and I'm happy with that. I took out my seed investment, and I'm just riding the wave right now. Whatever happens, happens. So you know what, I'm happy with those gains. I'm not going to get into all this, but hey, a lot of people are telling me they're excited for it. So again, it depends on what you want to do. I just don't want to be penalized. My main thing is I just don't want to be penalized, right, as a keeper for the 7-day inactivity, so to speak, right? That's 5%. So I'm good with that, man. All right guys, that's all I got for y'all. So you know what, there ain't really much left to say other than till the next video, you're on your own. Later.